Hello students, welcome to lecture 6 of online chemistry classes of our college, Sri Guru Independent PUC College, Kalburgi. In the last class, I have given 2 questions as the homework. I hope that you might have solved those questions. I will not write these questions once again on the board because already I have written it. The question was, there was a reaction. It is a first order in A and second order in B. So I am talking about question number 7 now. The rate of reaction A and B. Right? This is the rate law, and they are given that particular reaction is first order in A and second order in B. So you can write like this rate law. This information is given in the question itself. And they are asked for the 3 questions. The first one, they ask about the differential rate equation. They ask about the differential rate equation. Now, what we mean by differential rate equation? Rate equation we know that is an equation which relates the rate of the reaction with the concentration of the reactant and their actual powers, how they contribute towards the rate of reaction. That concept already we have seen. But when we say differential rate equation, it means at one side we should have rate of reaction, other side we should have rate constant and the concentration of reactant and their appropriate powers. So we can write this as the differential rate equation is equal to, we can write it as negative of d r by dt. This R represents the concentration of reactant. Negative because it is decreasing. The small d indicates it is in the differential form. Small change in the concentration of reactant with respect to very small change in time. So it has been in the differential form. Rate is in the differential form here. Is equal to K, and then we are writing A and B square as it is. So this is the rate equation in the differential form. What we have to do only? The rate is to be written in this form. This is nothing but the rate of reaction in the differential form. Rate constant and other terms as they already given this information. Raised to 1 and raised to 2 we have written the question itself. Now another question they are asking in that same question is that they have increased the concentration of B 3 times. They increase the concentration of B 3 times. So you can write this as rate is equal to K, this A and this is B square, and we can write this as equation 1 here, rate 1, and this rate 2 equals to, yes, what is that done? They have increased this concentration of B to the 3 times. So we can, yes, they are writing it 3 times, so we can write this as 3B square. This square we have written from the question itself. So you can write this as equation 2 divided by equation 1, and we can write this as equation 2 divided by equation 1. So this rate 2 by rate 1 means new rate divided by old rate equals to K. This is A. This we can split as 3 square, and this is B square, and it is divided by again the rate constant A, and this is B square. So this B square, A, K, we can constant because they have the same value. So you can say that rate 2 by rate 1, new rate by old rate is equal to 3 square. 3 square is equal to 9, and that's why we can say that new rate is equal to 9 times of the old rate, and we can say rate of reaction increases 9 times. This should be our conclusion. Rate of reaction increases 9 times. This should be our conclusion of part B. Now they asked part C also. If you remember that question, already I have written this. A and B has been increased by 2 times. So you can say this as, again we can write the old rate is equal to rate constant, this A and this B square. This we can write this as equation 1, remember these powers we are writing from the question because they have clearly mentioned the question. And what they have done here, they have increased rate 2 times, isn't it? They have said that the concentration of this reactant has been increased by, yes, both have been has been doubled. So we can write this as equation 2 divided by equation 1. This old new rate divided by old rate, we can write this as rate constant 2 raised to 1 because nothing is written as 1. A, this 2 square and this b square, we have to expand this, and this rate constant, and this is a and this is b square. So we can cancel this b square, a we can cancel, a we can cancel, and we can write it as rate 2 by rate 1 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 square. So it is 4 into 2 is 8, and we can write this as the new rate is equal to 8 times of the old rate. This is what we have obtained as a result of this process of division on this equation. So we can say that the rate of reaction increases 8 times. This should be our conclusion. So differentiability equation we have written. We have substituted the different condition. The concentration of B only increased by 3 times. They are not mentioned how many times they changed them. So I have to keep A constant in the part B, isn't it? They only said that B has been increased by 3 times. They have not commented anything on A. But I assume that A must be constant here. And in part C, clearly they mentioned not only concentration of B has been increased by 2 times, but concentration of A also increased by 2 times. So this is the question number 7 before us. Now in question number 8, that also question I have given you as the homework. You can read that question. For the reaction 2x gives X2, the rate of reaction becomes 3 times when concentration of X increased 27 times. What is the order of reaction? So I just done this. I think you have already solved this as a homework. If you have not solved, you might have solved now. So I will drop this part and I will go to the next question, question number 8. Once again, I will not write on the board because in the last class I have written on board. You might have already written in your notebook. So in this they asked what is the order of reaction. In previous question, order of reaction was mentioned. But here, they are not asked that, they have asked the order of reaction, they are not given the order of reaction. So we can write this as rate equals to rate constant. The X is the reactant here, yes, X is given, and we will say that let its order is small a. We can write X also, small x also, but you may get confused which is capital X and small x, so I have just differentiated it because later you can write it in a small case here. So another thing they said that the rate of reaction becomes 3 times. So this rate, initial rate R becomes 3 times. It becomes 3R. This is clearly they have given. In previous question they used to ask how many times rate has been increased. We have calculated that. Now in this case they have known that rate has been increased by 3 times. So this rate equals to 3R we have right, and this K we have right as it is. And they said that concentration of X has been increased by 27 times. So this 27 X raised to A we have right like this. Now we can consider this as equation 1 and this equation 2. And we can say that equation 2 divided by equation 1. And we can write this as 3 times of rate divided by rate of the reaction. We are just dividing this left hand side, and then appropriate quantity should be written on right hand side. It is rate constant, it is 27 raised to A, X raised to A, and this is rate constant and X raised to A. This X raised to A, X raised to A, K we can cancel, this rate we can cancel. So here we have one side of the equation as 3 and on the other side we have 27 raised to a. Now we can calculate this value of a only when we should make their bases equal. So what we should do here, we can write this as 3 and we can say that the 3 square is 9 but 3 cube is 27, so we can write this as 3 raised to 3 raised to 8. We can write like this, 27 is nothing but 3 cube. Why only 3 cube we have written? Because here the number 3 was written. So we can write this as 3 is equal to 3 raised to, we can multiply this as 3a. So we can consider this as the power is equal to 1. So you can write this as 3a equals to 1, and that's why a equals to 1 by 3. So you can say that the particular order of the reaction, we can say order of reaction is equal to 1 by 3. They have given that. We have obtained this by substituting this data, how many times it has been increased, by how many times the concentration has been increased. So not at all difficult. We have to read the question carefully. We have to form appropriate equation. We have to process those equations correctly and we get the correct result. Again, there are many such questions in study material, many such questions in our exercise of NCERT textbook. You can solve them, and as I have told you, you can contact if you come across with this difficult question. So again I will rub this. I think you might have completed these questions. Those who have already done homework, they might have also got the same answer. Now we'll go for last question in this type of series. The question is, following reactants. I'll write the question here. It's question number 8 now. I'm writing here. The following results have been obtained. The following results have been obtained. Following results have been obtained during the kinetic study. During the kinetic study of the reaction. Study of reaction. They have given a reaction here. 2 moles of A plus B and it forms C plus D. This is the reaction they have given. And what type of results they have obtained? Yes, I will turn this now because you might have already completed this. So the results are given here. The first is, I write from here so that I can solve this question in this space. The first is the experiment. They have carried 4 experiments. Then initial molar concentration of A. They have given this as in mole per liter. And then initial B, initial molar concentration of B in mole per liter. And then initial rate, and that is in mole per liter per minute. So this columns we have to make and we have to write this. There are 4 studies they have made. 1, then 2 kinetic studies we call them, and this is 3, and this is 4. And look at that initial concentration here. It is 0.4. Yes, I think it is 0.4. 0.1, 0.1. This is also 0.1, and this is 6 into 10 raised to minus 3. 6 into 10 raised to minus 3. This is 0.3. This is again 0.3. This is 0.4. This is 0.2. This is 0.4. This is 0.1. And this is 7.2 into 10 raised to minus 2. This is 2.88 into 10 raised to minus 1. This is minus 1 raised to minus 1. And this is 2.4 into 10 raised to minus 2. Yes, this data is before us. The type of question which we have already seen in the NCERT textbook type question, nitric oxide plus oxygen gives nitrogen dioxide. The data we have used when I was explaining the rate law. Now the question is, they have given this, but they asked one question also after this given data. The question is, see what type of question they asked here. The question is, determine the rate law, rate constant for the reaction. Determine the rate law and calculate rate constant, of course, of this particular reaction. Now we can write this as, let from this answer part start. If you know how to solve this, you just pause this video and you solve this, so that you can have that idea about how to solve this. Those students who are still getting difficulty in how to solve this, they can solve with me. Together we solve this. Let the rate law is R equals to K. This A raised to small a and this B raised to small b. We are assuming this. If you understand the value of A and B, our rate law is clear. That's what we do in kinetic study. Now, for that we have to write the different rate equation for these different studies. But here rate are not always in the same power of the chains, so we should make them equal so that we can process them very simple way. I will write this as 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 only. This also I will write into 10 raised to minus 3, so I should write it as 72 into 10 raised to minus 3. This also I should write into 10 raised to minus 3, so it becomes 288 into 10 raised to minus 3. And for this also I can write 24 into 10 raised to minus 3. So this is the way in which we have converted them in same powers, 10 raised to minus 3, minus 3, minus 3 and minus 3. We have done this. Now we can substitute the value and we can form 4 equations. The first is rate, that equals to 6 into 10 raised to minus 3, this rate constant K, and the first is concentration is 0.1 and that raised to A, and this 0.1 that raised to B, and I will write this as equation 1. The second information is 7.2 multiplied by, already we have done this at 72, so that the powers are equal. 72, this value I am writing. This is the other one, this we have already converted. 72 into 10 raised to minus 3 is equal to K, this 0.3 raised to A and this 0.2 raised to B. I write this as equation 2. Then third I will write 288 into 10 raised to minus 3 equals to k. I will write this as 0.3 raised to a and this 0.4 raised to b, and the last one is 24 into 10 raised to minus 3 equals to rate constant k, 0.4 raised to a and this 0.1 raised to b. In this I will make equation 4. So this is very important step. Convert the data into the rate equation. Let it be a and b. We are in the process of solving that. And then next is the selection of this equation. Once to get the value of a and once to get the value of b. How the equations are to be selected? They are selected in such a way that in that equation, rate constant, if we divide them, any rate constant will cancel. One of the term, concentration value, is getting changed and others should be constant. This should be the thing. Now think here, equation 1 and 2. We cannot use them as it is because 0.1, 0.3 is also changing, 0.1 and 0.2 is also changing. We cannot use it. But look at that equation 4 and equation 1. 0.1, 0.4 changed, 0.1, 0.1 same. So 0.1 raised to b, 0.1 raised to b, we can cancel. So this we have to just looking into data, we have to think about this. So what we should do now? Either we can go for 1 divided by 4 or we can go for 4 divided by 1. First we will rearrange it, take reciprocal after that if we have not taken appropriate step here. But thing is that this is larger, 24 is larger than 6. So what I will do? Equation 4 divided by 1 I will do. So automatically what I get? 24 into 10 raised to minus 3 at the left hand side divided by 6 into 10 raised to minus 3, and that equals to this k rate constant, 0.4 raised to a and this 0.1 raised to b, and that is divided by this rate constant k and this 0.1 raised to a and this 0.1 raised to b. This 0.1 raised to b, 0.1 raised to b we can cancel, k we can cancel, minus we can cancel. 24 divided by 6 is 4 and this 0.4 divided by 0.1 is also 4, so it is 4 raised to a. So the bases are already equal, so this a can be equal to 1. Yes, so we cracked the value of a now, but only work is done half in this rate law because we also have, as the space is not sufficient, I will rub this data because this whole complete data I have already converted into those equations. So I am not needed now. This data is not needed for further calculation. So I will just rub this part, so that in this space I can calculate the value of b. Yes, very important type of question. You see any MCQs in the previous task examinations, standard examinations like NEET and JEE, you can always see this type of question. Now we are in the step to crack the value of b. Now we have to select such an equation that a should be constant and b should be changed. Yes, we have this equation 2 and 3 are precisely the equation we are looking for. This 0.3 will get cancelled, and this 0.4 and 0.2, yes, they are variable. K also we can cancel, and this rate values we can process the equation. Then again we will do here 3 divided by 2. Yes, this is very important. Which equation we are using? If we select wrong equation, we may not able to get the correct value. But I hope that you now are aware of which equation are used. So it is 288 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 72 into 10 raised to minus 3 is equal to, this is rate constant k and this is 0.3 raised to a and this 0.4 raised to b divided by k, 0.3 raised to a and this 0.2 raised to b. Yes, this value I am writing from that equation which already I have translated from the question itself. This 0.3 raised to a, 0.3 raised to a, k we can cancel. This is 2 times and this also 72. I think 72 multiplied by 4 is 288. Yes, because 74 are 280, so it is 4. And that equals to 2 raised to b. That's what I am getting. So I will make this basis equal, so I can write this as 2 square is equal to 2b. And that's why I can say b equals to 2. So already we cracked the value of a, and now we cracked the value of b. It means that we are in the process of writing rate law now. So this rate equals to rate constant k. This a raised to 1, nothing is written as 1 only, and this b raised to 2. So this is the rate law. So determine the rate law. They said determine the rate law, and already we have determined the rate law. Now they said calculate the rate constant. Now how to calculate the rate constant? We can use any equation out of this, because k value is constant. Use either 1, 2, 3 or 4. You get the same value of k, irrespective of which data we are using. Because a value, just now we know 1, b value, just now we know 2. We can substitute and we get the value of k. So I will use the equation 1 to get the value of rate constant. Now I will drop this because I have used this part for calculation of a and b. And as you are aware that we have written this from the first experiment, we have translated into rate law. So I will write this as 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 equals to rate constant k, and this I will write as 10 raised to minus 1 raised to 1, because a is equal to 1, and this as 10 raised to minus 1, because 0.1 is 10 raised to minus 1, and 3 is equal to, this is 2. So I will write this as 6 into 10 raised to minus 3, k into 10 raised to minus 1, this 10 raised to minus 1, this 10 raised to minus 1, I will write it 2 times equal to square. This 10 raised to minus 3 on the left hand side, 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 1, 10 raised to minus 1. This also 10 raised to minus 3, so we can just cancel these terms. And we can write this as k equals to 6. But units are very important. We know the overall order of reaction. It is 2 plus 1, 3. So we know the general unit of k. It is mole raised to 1 minus n, liter raised to n minus 1, and it is per second. So n value seems to be 1 plus 2, 3 here. So we can write this as mole raised to 1 minus 3 equals to minus 2, liter 3 minus 1 is 2, and it is per second. So we can write this as the value of k. So we have completed both of these parts. Determine the rate law and determine the rate constant, value of rate constant. I hope that you get this question, how to solve this. You can see previous question papers, they are available with you, or in our study material also. If you come across these questions, you should solve them confidently. This is very important part of our kinetic study. You determine the rate law from the given data and to calculate the rate constant. Now I will not solve many questions because these questions are enough. If you understood the concept, if you have listened carefully, then you may be able to not only solve just these questions but similar questions also you are able to solve. So this is the last question of this series. Now we'll go to the next theory part. Yes. Now I'm moving to the again very important concept. You have to listen very carefully. this is what we do in chemical kinetics. Concepts are to be applied, numericals are to be solved. This is all about the physical chemistry and particularly chemical kinetics. I will cover this part also. I think we have completed this. Yes, right. Now listen very carefully, because if you understand this part, your concepts of kinetics will be more clear. Again, this is equally important as rate law equation concept and the order of reaction concept, which already you know. Now what we are learning now, the chemical reaction. I will divide this chemical reaction in two types, so that our part will be more clear what we are learning. One type of reaction, I will call them as elementary reaction. Elementary reaction. Elementary means simple. Just like elementary education we call it, which is primary type of reaction. Another reaction is we call it as the complex reaction. Complex means, of course, which is not simple. We call it as a complex reaction. Now this elementary reaction, we can say that those reactions which completes in single stage, we call them as the elementary reaction. Now what we mean by they complete in a single state? This is reactant and this is product, and it gives it in one state. Another meaning of this is that there is no intermediate involved. No intermediate involved in this particular reaction. No intermediate is involved. Because many times when A gives B, A gives some another substance, and that particular substance leads to formation of B. That is not happening. Only in single step these reactions are completing, and there is no intermediate step involved into it. But in the complex reaction, we can say that these reactions are multi-step reactions. Multi-step. It means they complete in more than one step. More than one step. That's what we mean by the multi-step. For example, if we have this reaction A gives B, the reaction takes place in more than one step. More than one step. If we say step 1, the A leads to formation of C, and in step 2, this C forms B. And if we add these equations, we can do that. We can cancel this C, and we finally get A gives B. Now this C, we call it as the intermediate. We call it as the intermediate. Now what are the intermediates? Intermediates are those species which appears or formed in one state and consumed in next state. That is exactly that is the status of C. That is appearing, forming in step 1, but in the next step itself, the C has been consumed and there is formation of P. So intermediate are those species which appears or form in one step and consumed in the next step. They are highly unstable. This is their second property, and they does not appear in overall reactions. They does not appear in the overall reaction. So appears in one step, consumed in next step, highly unstable. Do not appear. This overall reaction. It is not. We are not seeing C anywhere here. It is only reactant and it is a product. The fact was, when you look at the different steps, the C was formed and C has been consumed. So these are the three properties of the intermediate. Now, for the complex reaction, we can say that the sequence of elementary steps. This is elementary step, but single step. In single step A is giving me C. In A and C there is no intermediate. A has been formed C and the C has been formed B. So sequence of elementary steps is called mechanism. So every complex reaction passes through the mechanism in multiple steps, and that every one single step is nothing but the elementary step. So sequence of elementary steps is called as the mechanism. So we use this word again and again. One is elementary reaction happens in single step, no intermediates are involved, and the complex reaction which occurs in many steps, more than one step, intermediate is involved, and it completes through a theoretical process called as the mechanism, pathway, how the reaction leads to formation of A to B. What are the intermediates formed? Intermediates appears in one step, comes in the next step, highly unstable, and does not appear in the overall reaction. So whenever we use this word elementary and complex, this concept should be clear to you exactly what we mean by them. The difference lies in how many steps they complete, whether there is any detected intermediate or not. Now I will again teach you one concept and then we will read out all these things, because these are different pictures and we have to put them, these pictures together, and then only it will be clear what we are looking into. So the next concept which I am talking about is the molecularity. Molecularity, very important concept. We said that number of reacting spaces, we call it as number of reacting spaces. Reacting spaces is nothing but reactant. I am using that word because that given in exactly our inside the book. And this can be atoms, this can be ions, and this can be molecules. Because if you look into any chemical equation, either atoms are involved, ions are involved, or molecules are involved. You know the difference between them. Atoms, they are neutral. Ions, they are formed by the loss of gain of electron. They can be cation or anion. Molecules, they are formed by the, of course, laws of combination are there, but the laws of combination have been followed, and the elements have been converted into compounds, and their unit is the molecules that we know of. So number of reacting species that take part in elementary reaction which collide simultaneously to bring about chemical reaction. So many times the definition has been asked, what is molecularity? We will see the four aspects of it. It is just number. If they ask what is molecularity, in answer you will quote one number. But which type of number? They are the number of reacting species. We have to look into the reactant of that particular equation that take part in elementary reaction. We know now what we mean by elementary reaction. It is a single step reaction. What happens to the complex reaction? For complex reaction, every step itself we should consider it as an elementary reaction, and there are a number of molecules, what to say. And that is not applicable. The molecularity concept is not applicable to the overall reaction of the complex reaction. I will dig into detail of that. Elementary reaction, and they must collide simultaneously. Yes, this is the most keyword here. That whenever the reaction takes place, according to collision theory, the reacting molecules collide. Collision means face to face. They should interact face to face, and then only that result into the formation of the product. To bring about the chemical reaction is to form the product. So you can say that these are the number of reacting species that take part in an elementary reaction which must collide simultaneously to bring about the chemical reaction. I will give one example that if we talk about this reaction now, I will put this part, that this is the ammonium nitrite, ammonium nitrite. This will decompose. You come across this reaction, P block elementals, because this is very important method for preparation of nitrogen. There are 4 hydrogens and 2 oxygens. H2O molecules to be removed out. There are 4 hydrogens, 2 H2O molecules are formed, and then this is the nitrogen. And this equation is balanced now. What is this molecularity of these reactions? How many reactant species are involved here? 1. So molecularity is 1. And this reaction is called as unimolecular reaction. Unimolecular reaction. Decomposition reactions. They are the unimolecular reactions. Now answer this question. 2 moles of hydrogen iodide. It forms hydrogen and iodine. What is the molecularity of this reaction? It is a number. Reacting species. These are reacting species. Elementary reaction, yes, it is one-step reaction. 2 molecules are involved in the simultaneous collision. So we can say that the molecularity is 2 here, and that's why this is bimolecular reaction. And if I give this example, very important example. Remember also one example, because this example I am quoting from NCERT. So this is 2 moles of nitric oxide plus oxygen, and it forms 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide. And this 2 plus 1, we can say that molecularity of this reaction is 2 plus 1. We have just added the number of reactant species, and that's why it is trimolecular. Now I will write the most important sentence in the molecular concept. Now see that sentence which I am writing. I am just quoting this sentence from our textbook only once again, because that is what most important reference material for us. That chemical reactions with molecularity greater than 3 are rare. Why? Because probability, yes, we know this word, probability, possibility of simultaneous collision at the same time, simultaneous collision between more than 3 reactant is very low. There is no possibility that 3 reactants at the same time collide, because collision means face to face interaction should happen. We can take the example of the accidents which are taking place in the road. One vehicle is coming in this side and another is coming from opposite side, and when they collide, we say that accident has been happened, road accident happened. The probability of one more vehicle coming from this side and collide is possible, because they are coming at the same time. It is possible, we cannot rule out the possibility. But 3 vehicles are already colliding, and one more vehicle collides there. This we can say is rare. Probability is rare. Or we can take this example. If you go to any social event and if you want to interact face to face to person by shaking the hands, of course shaking hands is not allowed now due to this COVID-19 pandemic. But if we want to interact with them, with how many persons we can interact face to face? Interaction means I will just put my hand for handshake this side. that person also. So this one person, two person maximum, and third I can give the smile. That's what I can do maximum. So three molecules only can collide. There is less possibility because collision should be simultaneous. We should not leave this world. We are not talking about collision. Simultaneous, face to face, they should interact, and then only there is possibility of this interaction taking place. So they are very rare, very important concept. This is in molecular. Now I will give one question and I will ask what is the molecular of this. It is potassium chlorate. It is ferrous sulfate in acidic medium. It forms potassium chloride and ferric sulfate and the H2. This is not balance. I will balance it, but this is not the part of our study. But how to balance this here? Chlorine is changing its oxidation number. It is -1 here because it's +1. This oxygen -2. 3 oxygens are there, so it is 6 -. 1 electron is provided by this potassium, so it is +5. This sulfate ion, if you take out, this left with +2. Here it is ferrous and ferric, but there are 3 sulfate, 6 negative. 6 negative ions are satisfied by 2 positive ions, so it must be +3. This ferric. You know that +2 and +3. +5 -1. So change in oxidation number. There is loss of 5 electron and gain of 1 electron, means transaction of 6 electrons. So I will write 6 here. +2 to +3. 1. I will write here 1. No need to write that. There are 6 higher items here, so I can write here as 3 here to balance this. Then sulfate ions, they becomes 9. Here they are 6. I have to balance this also, so I will write here as 9. Hydrogens are 6, so I will write here as 3. Now if we look into this balance equation and if you go on calculating this molecularity, we may say that 1 molecule of potassium chlorate, 1 molecule or 6 molecules of ferrous sulfate and 3 molecules of sulfuric acid is 10. But we know that 10 molecules cannot collide simultaneously. The maximum is 3. We have ruled out this possibility. Now what will be the molecularity of this reaction? We can say that this particular reaction is a complex reaction. We have to look into its mechanism. Every step we have to consider as the elementary step, and out of all these steps, there will be one step which decides the rate of that particular reaction. That will be the slow step, which is the rate determining step, but we'll learn about that step into the next class. So all this concept, again and again I am saying that you have to remember this, because based on all these concepts only, the next part, chemical kinetics, we can understand. So thank you very much for watching this video.